Hi YouTubies. So I'm pretty devastated this morning. I lost my beloved little dog to probably what I think is coyotes or a coyote. So this is more for like kind of like a memorial or a memorandum video for the memory of my dog Sprockett. She was so much fun. She was like a long-haired black Pomeranian. She had kind of a white nose, but her sense of joy and her sense of fun was so awesome, and it gave me so much happiness every day. Every morning she would jump on top of me when I was waking up, and just to have that much joy that she brought to my life gone is going to be pretty lonely, because I really look forward to being with her every day. So she loved to be outside. We have a couple acres, and we've been here almost a year, and we have some fields on this kind of the outskirts that come up to our property line, and we've never noticed coyotes in the daytime that come close to our buildings and stuff. We've heard them at night, but we always keep our dogs inside. We have a fenced yard and we have a fenced yard, and we always keep them inside with us at night, so they're safe and secure. But like I said, we never had a problem in the daytime until now. And what I think happened is we have a cornfield off to the side of one of our property lines, and the corn's high right now. It's going to be ready picked here in a couple of weeks or so. But I think what happened was a coyote just kind of happened to cruising around in that cornfield. And my little dog Sprockett, she loved to be outside and she loved to play. We have old buildings, but they were just kind of beyond repair. We didn't want to put a lot of effort or labor into them. We didn't really use them, so we had to tear them down because our insurance company told us, gave us an ultimatum to fix them up or tear them down when we moved in here. So we tore them down, and we have a lot of really nice old barnwood that area. But Sprockett loved, she'd spend all day, literally hours upon hours upon hours in that wood pile searching for mystery mouses or something, I don't know, whatever it was. She just loved to hang out in there and investigate, and she had made kind of her own joyous fun time out of it. It was something she really loved to do. So I think what happened was she was in the wood pile that butts up to the property line where that cornfield is, and that coyote just happened to see this little dog. She's, I don't know, probably 5 pounds, I think she was like 3.5 pounds, so she wasn't very big. So I think this coyote just thought, my opportunity to do what coyotes do, and that's survive on their basis. So anyway, we found her. We were lucky. I kind of see this as a God's, it's kind of bittersweet, because I hate the fact that she passed away, but I'm grateful that I know that she passed away with me. So about 6 o'clock in the evening, we heard her barking, and we didn't know it was her because we have a couple little dogs, and we heard like a dog barking out way out, like probably like 500 feet out in this cornfield, which is pretty far. It's quite a long ways. And so we heard the dog barking, and our first thought was the dog's lost in the cornfield. So I went out to go find her, and she ran up from the end of the cornfield that's farthest from our house towards our house. So I thought, well, she's she's running, and so she's at least she's I'll find her. So when I found her, she had laid down in the furrow pretty close to where I was, and I managed, with the help of my other dog who was with me, who I brought with me to help me find her, kind of like a search and rescue. We found her laying in one of the furrows of where the corn was, kind of on close by the house. So I was grateful we found her. So it was the weekend, so the vet was closed. We live in a really small town. There's no emergency vet services or anything. So I gave her some Pedialyte, and I gave her some antibiotics, and I had some painkillers, and I had some anti-inflammatory drugs that we were given for our dog when we got him neutered. So I gave her those, and I kept her going with some Pedialyte, and gave her some soft dog food, and she was eating and drinking, but she was really, really sore. There was definitely blood coming from her, and you could tell one of her shoulders was broken, or something was dislocated or something. So she was definitely had severe injuries. So I took her to the vet yesterday morning, and the vet did like a pre-evaluation of what's going on, and sedated her. And her scapula was broken, so it was either put a plate on it or amputate her leg. And to put a plate on it, we would have to go to a vet surgeon that was about 100 miles from us, and it was going to be about $1,600 minimum to do a plate on her scapula, and or we could do an amputation of her front leg here where I live in my small town. And the vet is awesome. I love her. We haven't been with her that long, but she's awesome. In case you're watching this, the vet's great. It had nothing to do with the vet error. Anyway, they were going to do the surgery this morning to amputate the leg, and last night about 6 o'clock in the evening she passed away, and we think it was probably a blood clot, because there was a lot of tissue injury on the other side of her shoulder. The coyote had picked her up and probably dragged her off, and got her in her jaws, dragged her off with his teeth, and I'm sure Sprockett put up a fight, and so there's probably that was where the tissue got torn, and pretty, I guess, deep wounds. From what the vet said, it was pretty torn up. So the vet said she thinks she had a blood clot that probably passed through her, and that's what probably killed her, just like what happens with people sometimes. So just to thank Sprockett for all the joy that she brought to me in my life, and my other dogs too. So heaven, and I believe that God brings us our animals on like a loan basis, where like God loans his creatures that are angels to us to give us comfort and give us joy and give us hope, and a reason to be grateful and a reason to be humble. And for whatever reason, Sprocket couldn't be here for more years than what she has been on this earth for. But the years that she brought so much happiness to me, and she brought me an insight too, that not to get weighed down by a whole bunch of stuff that goes on, just to live every day and be happy, and she, like I said, she just has this great personality. So I'm gonna try and do that. I am. It's still kind of hard because I'm sad. I'm sad that we don't have more time together. It's really what bums me up. There's two things. I wish we had more time together, and I'm going to miss her personality, because she was just a great joy to be around. So anyway, my memorial to Sprocket. Sprocket, I love you, and I know you're in heaven, and I know you're going to do fine there, and you're going to look down on us, and remember us, I hope, as fondly. You remember all of us and me as fondly, and as we remember you. So to Sprocket, cheers, and lots of love always. Alright, bye, you TVs.